Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashanti. If this is your first time here, if it's not your first time here, welcome back. And in today's video, of course, we're doing another sit down. We're going to be talking about a few things that I think you should leave behind in 2023 in order to have a prosperous and productive 2024. So if that's something that y'all want to see, then just keep on watching. So before I even dive into anything, let me just start off by saying, y'all, when I get on here, I'm not preaching to y'all. I'm not telling y'all what y'all need to do. I'm just speaking my personal beliefs. And a lot of the times I will be speaking based off of my own personal experience or experiences of those close to me that I've been able to learn from. So never feel like I'm telling you that you need to do something or that anything that I say is definitive or that it's the gospel, because everybody has their different beliefs. Everybody moves differently. But I do want to cultivate a community of positivity. And I do want us to be able to come together and uplift each other and talk about different things that we may be struggling with or may have recently overcome. That way we can share our experiences and help those around us. Y'all know I like to get active in the comment section, so never be shy. I will be right there talking right along with you. And yeah, I'm going to be talking specifically about a few things that I think you need to let go, or that it's not like productive to harbor or hold on to in order to have growth or be prosperous or productive in the months to come. So the first thing that I think you should leave behind or let go of is anything that you don't need or don't use. When I say this, I am talking in more of a physical aspect, because I've been doing a lot of like cleaning and decluttering lately, because I just feel like if my space is cluttered, then so is my mind. If I walk into a room and I see a mess, well, not in somebody else's house, because baby, this your mess to take care of. But if I walk into my house, into my room, into my kids' room, and I see a mess, my mind automatically becomes a mess, because I don't know, like, I think there's something there that, you know, when your space is clean, organized, and clear, you have that same mental clarity. I just like to keep my space as clean and organized as possible, because I do feel like I can be more productive and I can thrive more when I have a clean and clear space around me, and when my space is more functional. So when I'm not harboring things that I know I don't need, I feel like that's helpful for me. I personally would not consider myself a hoarder. I get rid of stuff as often as I can, especially when it comes to like clothes. Those are the things that I tend to, you know, get rid of most easily, especially for the boys, because they're constantly growing. So it's very easy to do it. So yeah, I do try to go through things and make sure that I'm cleaning and decluttering as often as possible. I usually rotate what area that I do. So like whenever I have a deep cleaning day for my room, I go through like my cube organizers, any hair products, skincare products, literally anything that I'm not using, or if I don't see myself using it within the next 60 to 90 days, I get rid of it, because why am I holding on to it? It's just taking up space at that point, and I could use that space to be functional for something else. Same thing, I rotate. I go through the bathroom, I go through the boys' room, in which their room probably gets it the most frequently, because they have a lot of clothes. They are small boys, they're constantly growing, so it's easier to kind of dispose of the stuff that they no longer need, because a lot of things they can no longer fit, or it's no longer of use to them as they're growing and developing. Some things are just no longer like age appropriate, and it just doesn't serve a purpose anymore. So I definitely do my best to try to make sure that, you know, I'm keeping my space as clean and clutter free as possible. So one thing that I like to do, especially when it pertains to clothes, and it can pertain to other items as well, such as like home decor or anything that you would consider nice that you think you can like give off to someone. I do consignment for a local shop that we have here. So that's when you kind of go in and you allow them to sell your clothes, and then they give you money for it. So I do that a lot for my clothes, the boys' clothes. And then of course I have some stuff that's like custom to me that probably wouldn't be like as appropriate for that. So a lot of times I do just give stuff away to Goodwill or different shelters. We have a lot of donation bins in like our local Target parking lots. So whatever I can do to get rid of it, I do, especially if it's something that I feel like somebody else may have use for. So not only am I keeping my space clear, but I'm also doing a good deed for somebody else who might be in need. So yeah, anything that you don't need, don't use, don't see yourself wearing or getting any use out of within the next 30, 60, 90 days, just get rid of it. That'll clear up a lot of space. That'll allow you more room to bring in new things and to just elevate your wardrobe, your home life, or whatever else that it is around you. Another thing that you should let go of in order to be productive and prosperous, and this is probably going to be the biggest one, but things or people who do not serve you or are counterproductive to your growth and your goals. This can literally be anybody. So if you have anybody around you who encourages bad habits that you know personally you're trying to get away from, that could literally be anything: smoking, drinking, gossiping, just wasting time, spending unnecessary money. Those are the people that you're kind of want to steer clear from, especially if you feel like it's going to be detrimental to your growth and the things that you're trying to do for yourself in the upcoming year. For example, and this is kind of an extreme one, but if you've ever like struggled with addiction and you've gone to rehab or anything like that, you're not going to get out with like this whole fresh new mindset and go back around the same group of people that you used to do drugs or drink with. Like, those are the people that you're going to want to steer clear from, because you want to show them that you're serious about, you know, this new lifestyle. So it doesn't really make sense to continue hanging out around the same people, knowing what their lifestyle is like or knowing what they do in their pastime, if that's something that you want to get away from. So you're gonna want to find, like, if you feel like you need to, you know, like, be around people or have friends around you, you're going to want to get around people who are more like-minded and who are working towards the same type of goals as you, or just working towards goals in general. But the people who are not filling their free time with doing the things that you're trying to get away from. If you're dealing with like any toxic friendships or any toxic relationships, anything toxic is never going to produce growth in your life. Those are one of the things that are always going to kind of hinder you, because it does have a mental grasp on you. Sometimes it can be emotional as well. And if something has you in a chokehold mentally, you're never going to be able to think past it, because they always got you right here. So anything in your life that's toxic, it could be a toxic relationship, like I said, a toxic friendship. Those are the people that you're kind of want to start to distance yourself from. It doesn't happen overnight, but the sooner the better, because if it's something that you know you need to distance yourself from, why not start now, so that you can have more growth and allow more space into your life to allow those new friendships, those new relationships to grow and flourish, that are actually going to be, you know, beneficial to you, that are going to help you grow as a person. You want to be around those people who are going to support you and hold you accountable and make sure that, you know, you're doing what you need to do to hit those goals. Like, when you can open up to somebody about whatever your goal may be, and it's a like-minded person who actually wants to see you grow, who doesn't want to purposely hinder you, those are the people who are going to be able to hold you accountable, to be able to hit those checkpoints and check in with you periodically to see if you're actively doing the things that you need to do to get to your goal. Those are going to be those people who, whenever they come across somebody who could, you know, present any type of opportunity to you, or may have access to any resources that are going to be helpful to progress you to where you're trying to get, those are the people who are going to bring your name up when they're in those rooms. Those are not the people who are going to, I don't know about her, like, those are not the people who are going to try to shun you or speak negatively on your name. Those are the people that you're going to want to be around, especially in the times that you know for a fact you need somebody around you for support, even though you may not, you know, be open to asking, but they're going to give you that support anyways, because some people just know how to be friends without you even having to ask. When you surround yourself with anybody who's like emotionally and socially aware, who have really good social awareness and can read the room properly, those are the people who are going to know when you need that support without you even having to ask. And a lot of the times, those are the best people to be around. Another type of person who could be counterproductive to your growth is a person who constantly takes from you but doesn't give anything in return. And this could literally be anything: time, money, any resource of yours that they're not giving back to you in return, or that they're not adding or trying to build back onto you. That's not somebody that you want to be around. It doesn't have to be physical things. It could be mental energy. Those are the people who, whenever they call your phone, they go on a full rant about everything that they need to get off their chest. They can vent for 20-30 minutes and then never once bother to ask you how you're doing or how your day was, or if you have anything that you need to get off your chest in return. It's kind of more of those me type of people where they try to benefit as much as they can off of the situation without wanting to give anything in return. And those are not the kind of people that I would consider a friend. Those are the kind of people that you should be trying to get away from. They're constantly going to be counterproductive to what you're trying to do. Those are the people who are taking up your mental real estate, but they're not giving you any friendly support in return. Anybody who you're constantly showing up for, but they're not showing up for you in return, and it doesn't matter what the context is. I mean, it can be the smallest way possible. Like I said, as a simple phone call of you being that shoulder to lean on for somebody and allowing them the time to vent and get things off their chest. But when it's your turn, they're nowhere to be found. Those are the kind of people who I would not consider a friend and who you should not want to be around. The people who you're constantly there with them to celebrate. When it comes to birthdays, any accomplishments, you're there clapping for them, making sure that they feel your support and that, you know, they know that you're proud of them. But when it's your turn, you're not getting your flowers, you're not getting your claps. They probably won't even show up for you at all, honestly. And those are the kind of people that you need to leave behind in 2023. And I promise you, cutting off that dead weight will allow you to have room in your life for more people who are going to support you the way you support them, if not better. And you'll see how it actually feels to have a friendship or a relationship that functions properly as a two-way street, where you're getting everything that you're giving in return, and it's without you even having to bat an eye. You're not having to ask, because they just know, like I said, that person who can read the room and just knows what's needed. So, and it doesn't necessarily have to be toxic, but if it's not serving you in a positive way, just let it go. And that goes for anything. If it's not serving you, let it go. Okay, so another thing that I think we should leave in 2023, and I'm saying I try to say we as much as possible, because like I said, some of this stuff does actually apply to me too. Don't be like I'm just on here attacking y'all, because it's not the case at all. But we need to leave behind living out of fear. Sometimes not even sometimes, all the time, it's a good thing to get out your comfort zone. There's no growth in the comfort zone because you know everything that's there. If I sit in the house all day, every day, there's no growth here for me, because everything that's supposed to be here is already here. It's time for me to go out and learn new things, meet new people. And I think that's one of the biggest things, is that a lot of people have like a lot of holdups when it comes to meeting new people or being in social settings. But a lot of the times, the things that you want, it's not even about the knowledge or the money or the resources behind it. Y'all, you can literally change your own life just by meeting one person, meeting the right person. So you can't be scared to walk up to somebody and shake a hand and say hi. Think about what you want and the obstacle that's in between that finish line to get in there. It's probably not even really an obstacle. It's probably just a fear. And if it is an actual obstacle where it's something financial, good thing you can get up and change that. Honestly, don't be scared to go out and get what you want. I know things sometimes don't seem logical whenever you're thinking about them, before you decide to jump into it and get it done. But if everybody did everything the logical way, we wouldn't have a lot of the things that we do have today. I mean, I'm not going to get into nobody else's success stories, because that's not what I want, to build this on. But you will have your own success story if you just decide to overcome whatever fear it is. I promise you, everything you want is on the other side of that. And when you do that, come back in the comments and tell me. Come DM me and tell me, because I want to know what it is so I can congratulate you and tell you, like, you got over it. You jumped over your fear and you got to what you wanted, which was right on the other side of it. To get over your fear and do something, it's really not an ongoing thing. It's just like a moment of courage. I know one fear that a lot of people have is like public speaking, but you can overcome that one time and that will change a lot of things for you. You can get up on a stage and talk one time in what it may be 5, 10, 15 minutes, depending on what the occasion is, but it's just that one moment. It's just a momentary thing. And I think if you could find the courage to overcome whatever it is, you could really change your life. So let's not go into this next year living out of fear. Just, if it's something that you feel like you need to be more knowledgeable about, okay, you know what your resources are, go get that knowledge and go get it done, and come back and tell me about it, because I want to know. But yeah, honestly, like, I can even say for myself, going to school for aesthetics, that's not really a logical thing. Like I told y'all in my last sit down video, there were a lot of people in my class when I first started that kind of told us, that they had family members who were not supportive, because that wasn't a smart thing to do. Nothing that you do has to make sense to anybody. People who think of everything logically and who feel like they need to have everything planned out for them, regardless of if it's by them or by someone else, those are the people who really don't have the willpower to just go out and get what they want out of life. So don't be that person. Even for myself, it did take me a little while to get back into wanting to do that. Whenever I first graduated high school, I wanted to go to school for aesthetics and cosmetology and everything right out of high school. But I had somebody in my life who was kind of telling me, oh, I've seen what that can look like 20, 30 years from now. My grandma did this. My grandma does hair, da 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 da, and this is all it got her. And I allowed this to get into my head momentarily for the time being, because I had never thought of some of the things that were being said to me. And that's the thing, when you're excited about something, you're not going to think about the downfalls, because you want it to work for you. So why would you consider the downfalls and, discourage yourself from doing what you actually want to do? But now that, fast forward, because how long ago was that, baby? It was in 2017. Well, now we're in 2023. I am 2 months out from being done with school, and I already have a job secured for whenever I do get my certification. So it's just like whatever is meant for you is going to be for you, regardless of what anybody else has to say about it. And I'm really glad that I did take that leap and decide to stop living out of fear and take advantage of the resources that I had presented to me this year so that I can create the life that I want. Because and I say this all the time, I don't really think women have a dream job. We just find what we enjoy and we capitalize on it. And that's what I'm going to do. Like, I'm not going to go punch a clock every day for somebody else and be miserable the whole time I'm there, and not be able to even, live a life outside of work to actually enjoy the money that I'm making. I'm just not going to do that. Build a life that you can enjoy. Build a life that you actually want. And just don't be scared to go get it. Whatever you want is going to be there for you, regardless of if you can see the solutions to whatever problems you may be having. Y'all just take that first step, and I promise you it's going to work out. Like, I say this all the time. I've been in so many situations that it seemed impossible, like, for anything to fall into place. And literally 2-3 days later, sometimes at the very last minute, everything just fell into place perfectly, and I just realized that I would be stressing for no reason. So y'all just stop being scared. Take that first step and go do what you want to do. The last thing that we're going to talk about is thoughts of comparison. I know y'all have heard it a million times that comparison is the thief of joy. And I'm actually a firm believer in that, because you could be doing something and actually feel like you're doing well, you're progressing. And as soon as you look over in somebody else's lane where you're not supposed to be, because you can only drive your car, so why are you looking at somebody else's dash, But when you start looking into somebody else's lane, trying to see what they doing, when you look over there and you see they got a little more horsepower than you, you start feeling discouraged about your little V6 while they over here in a V8. But you're not knowing that V8 wasn't even built properly. So as soon as they get close to the finish line, that motor finna blow, baby. But you and your V6, you cruising slow and steady, you're gonna make it, and you're gonna make it to that finish line and even further beyond, because your foundation was laid properly and it wasn't made to just get to that first checkpoint. I do honestly believe that comparison is the thief of joy. I know we're in the age of social media, y'all. We spend so much time scrolling, in which I try to get away from that, like putting, little timers on my phone and stuff to where my phone shuts off and notifications just stop coming through at a certain time, because I don't feel like that is a productive thing to just be scrolling all the time. Because a lot of the times what we're seeing on social media is not real. Not that it's not really real, but we don't know what's going on behind it. Like, social media is just highlights. So think about it as like a football game. Social media is a football game, but you can only see the highlights. You didn't get to see like the struggles and the obstacles that the team had to overcome to get that win. But all we're going to see on social media is the win. Don't think that whatever people are posting on social media is not what their everyday life is like just because that's who they post to be. They post what they want you to see. Like, nobody is going to sit up and post every obstacle that they're going through or every downfall that they've had, unless it's unintentionally exposed by somebody they're beefing with, because we're in this age of people taking everything to social media like they don't know each other in person, or they're giving it to you in the form of a success story. And at that point, it's really a victory, because they can tell you everything that they overcame to hit that. So, and that's the kind of person that I am. Like, I don't like to talk about a struggle until I've overcome it. So I don't know. I just feel like if I'm sitting here piling my problems up on somebody, but I don't have a solution, I'm just dumping negativity, and I just don't like to be that person. Don't compare yourself to anybody. Stay in your lane, stay in your car, because like I said, you might see a lot of success and a lot of glitz and glam for somebody else's life, but you don't know what they're doing behind closed doors to obtain the things that they have. You don't even know that those things are theirs, because y'all don't know how many times I've seen girls fall out and literally here go the friend exposing the girl for being broke and wearing all the friends' clothes that she done fell out with. So people, I mean, it doesn't really take much to look like you have money, because like I said, it's social media. You can make stuff look any way that you want it to. Y'all just have to think, we're really at a point in time to where people are driven and literally motivated by having somebody else's approval, regardless of if that person is adding anything to their lives or not, which I think is the dumbest thing. If you're not adding anything to me or my life, why do I care to have your approval? We're driven by how many likes can we get? Who can get the most comments? Let me go check my analytics. And they're not even getting paid off of what they're posting. They just want to be able to say that they have the attention behind it, which that's a whole nother topic. But don't sit here on social media and compare yourself to anybody. Don't allow anybody in your life to do that to you either. I've had that happen to me before. Such and such graduated from nursing school. What are you doing? Minding my damn business. Like, why are you telling me what somebody else is doing? That's good for them. That is great. I'm happy for them and their success. What does that have to do with me? Nothing. And y'all can start shutting those conversations down. Don't let nobody try to make you feel like you're less than because of what somebody else is doing, because like I said, everybody's journey is different. Everybody's path is different. That is their lane. Why are you swerving in it? I think you should just embrace your journey, enjoy the path that you're on, and just try to remain open-minded. Keep your heart open to all positivity, and just try to learn as much as you can. As long as you're always open to learning and furthering your education, I think you'll be good. And y'all, you do not have to go to school to be educated. Some of the smartest, most educated, richest, successful people have never touched the inside of a freaking college building. Don't let comparison come steal your joy. And like I said, some things we do subconsciously, we don't really catch ourselves until like the thought has already festered. But just try to be more intentional with your thoughts and try not to allow those things to come into play. Try to say something positive to yourself every day to move yourself towards whatever it is that you want for 2024 and beyond. I know we're right now we're just talking specifically for the upcoming year, because 2023 is coming to an end, but these are really good habits that you can implement and put into place 2024 and beyond, because I feel like it could take you way further than just the next 12 months. Let's not let those thoughts of comparison stop us from doing what we want to do. We can congratulate those around us and genuinely be happy for them, their successes, their growth, their accomplishments, and that does not reflect on us. That doesn't have anything to do with us in the journey that we're on. Be able to congratulate them, give them their moment, and continue doing what you got to do to work on you. That being said, let's get ready for 2024. 5, 6, baby, let's just get ready for the rest of our lives, and let's just start building those habits to get us to where we want to be, to turn us into the women we want to be, the men we want to be, and let's just get it done. And let's hold each other accountable. That's going to be it for today's video. Hopefully, I said something that resonated with y'all, or just gave y'all a good takeaway for something that y'all can implement for your personal growth this upcoming year. Really, don't even wait till 2024. Start now. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. And if y'all have any other topics that y'all would like me to discuss, or any questions y'all would like me to answer for y'all, just let me know down in the comments below and we'll get it going. Thank y'all again for tuning in, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye.